A common man's navy. Add the flags and this flotilla becomes a Trump-tilla, a weekly parade of ships in Florida. Its port of call to see President Trump cruise to victory.
God bless America.
60 million Hispanics live in the U.S., about half are eligible to vote. This election, they could be the largest minority voting group, outnumbering blacks. Hispanics have leaned Democratic since the 1980s, but they don't vote as a single bloc. Cubans are Florida's largest Hispanic group, and they typically vote Republican, like Jorge Rodriguez.
¿Por qué voy a votar por Trump? Porque en mi país.
I am going to vote for Trump because when the socialists entered my country, they promised a lot. By the time we realized what was really happening, by the time they removed the mask, it was too late and they had already grabbed power. I see the same in this country.
Pasando en este país, yo lo estoy viendo que fue lo que pasó en mi país.
Older Cubans relate to the socialist label President Trump gave Democrat Joe Biden. It put the Biden campaign on the defensive to correct that.
Look, Joe Biden is not a socialist. Joe Biden is not a communist. Actually, the person who is an authoritarian leader is President Trump. That's the type of leader that you fled when you left Cuba.
The Democratic Floridian Hispanics are passionately against Donald Trump.
I've been wanting Trump out since he started.
So too Alberto Cairo of Spain, who applied early for citizenship papers so that he could vote in this election.
Well, because I think that we need to kick out the current president. I'm pretty open about that.
But inside a Pentecostal church in Tennessee, Anki Sandoval is here every Tuesday night to pray for the president. She's voting in her first election since arriving from Honduras.
Entonces estamos convencidos de lo que Dios está haciendo.
We are convinced of what God is doing through Trump. God appoints leaders and takes leaders down to be able to govern a country.
Dios pone y quita reyes para que puedan gobernar un país.
In Texas, the younger Hispanic population has grown at the Mexican border. But for voters like Alyssa Dale,
I've had people my age even tell me that, my vote doesn't matter, but I want this person, but I'm not going to vote.
That's a major issue for Joe Biden, says Professor Jim Henson of the University of Texas.
The youngest edge of that cohort, the 18 to 24, even 18 to 29-year-olds, turn out to vote at pretty low levels. So what that's meant is that the Democratic advantage in the Latino population has not translated directly into an advantage in the actual electorate.
Democratic organizers hope Trump's border wall and immigration views will activate new immigrants for Biden. But the Democratic Party's Jared Hakama struggles too with turnout of adults.
And they're people that have families, they have jobs. And so a lot of times it's easy to let voting slip away when you've got those pressing priorities.
So while Hispanics of 2020 have become the largest minority, getting them to actually vote could make the difference in these crucial swing states. Carolyn Presutti, VOA News, Miami, Florida.